Thank you so much for tuning into the Phillip Scott Show. My name is Danielle DeVita and I am a proud contributor. So I have a video that I came across on Facebook. I'm not going to play the whole clip because it is quite long, but I do want to go ahead and talk about a few things from this clip. A lot of times we in society have heard for women that, you need to climb this corporate ladder, get your career, go do your thing. You can do it all. Have your hot girl summer, have this, have that. And we forego family, forego marriage, and not realizing that we may not be able to get those things back. But a lot of times society is pressuring us to have this career. And I truly believe that it's a way to separate us from men, especially our men. They are pretty much devaluing marriage. Right. And this is why people are not seeing value in marriage, because they're trying to, society, the government is trying to devalue, working together as a family unit. And case in point, this video is going to be about a woman who valued her career over her man and possibility of family. So I'm going to go ahead and play that clip.
I didn't want to tell this story, but per her request, she wanted me to tell it. She had an amazing man. Was building together in our 20s. He just wanted a child. He put me through school and helped me through school. And I told him, just let me get my bachelor's degree and get my footing and we can start our family. Then it was, let me get my master's degree and then we'll start our family. I kept putting it all. Let me get in this career. Let me get a certain place in my career and then we'll start our family. And she said, Joe, I grind, man. And that man waited for me. He was a good man. Never cheated on me. Good provider. He wasn't a college man. He didn't ever go to college, but he was a good dude. A couple of years went by. He was like, okay, I want to have a child. She said, I don't want any kids right now. You got to make more money. You got to make this. You have to do this and do that. And he was like, I'm good where I'm at. So then she told him, you're not on my level. I want a divorce. I need a man on my level. She got a divorce. She went out there and had a hot girl summer. She said, girl was like, girl, go find your man on your level. He wasn't on your level. It's funny how your girlfriends will always co-sign your bad behavior. It's funny how your boys will always co-sign your bad behavior. They'll always steer you in the direction of destruction. I never trust people like that. But she went out there and did it anyway. She said, Joe, I was with this man, that girl, that man, I was doing me, I'm making 6 figures, I'm out here, I took the pill, the pink pill, you know the one. Just like men take the red pill, she took the pink pill. And she said, one day she was feeling a certain way and she blew it off. She went to a routine mammogram and they found a lump. She had breast cancer. And it hit her. She said she was so much in shock that she thought she was still married. Because she was like, okay, I'm going to go home. My husband's going to do this. It didn't dawn on her until she walked into her home that she was alone. So she said the man she had at the time, she told him, he was like, babe, we're going to do this. We're going to beat this. So they started treatment. She said 2 treatments in, that joker was gone, Joe. He was like, I can't handle this. Said she started getting sick and, she getting weak and she couldn't do certain things. And I asked the question, I said, what happened to your girlfriends? Your girlfriend, she said, they fell off. It's funny how reality set in and all this stuff that people say in front of everybody, they don't do it. So she said, because I wasn't having mimosas and lunch and brunching on the weekends anymore. I was sleeping in the bed. I was in treatment. She said, I was so weak, Joe, I had to hire someone to put a bed in my living room to help me. I had a bucket to do my business in because I couldn't make it to the freaking toilet. He said, then I got the news that my ex-husband was getting married, had a baby on the way with a career woman.
So I sped up the video, just did little parts about it. And yes, he mentioned that, she was saying, man, only if I knew that I could have this family and still work. And I think it's possible. I know that there are some people who are very traditional. Now, granted, if you have a man who's saying, I don't want you to work at all, and that's something you're okay with doing, then do that, right? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with staying at home and caring for your children. And then for those who feel that there is a purpose out there for them, then go and do that, right? They realize time is passing them by and they're in the age where they may not be able to, in a healthy way, carry children or carry children without any type of intervention. And we don't want that. Right? I don't think that your career will stop just because you have children. I understand, about people not wanting to take off of work and hey, if family is important to you, make family a priority because at the end of the day, you will be trying so hard to be family for a job that will be, that they will drop you like the family they've never had when they need to, if it doesn't meet their business needs. So it's very important to put family first in everything that you do. The other thing that I wanted to point out that he mentioned is about the whole pink pill, red pill thing. I don't think people fully understand about the pill, because I don't think anything is wrong with red pill, right? So just to give you understanding, it all came from the Matrix, at least to my understanding. When I watched the movie Matrix, that's the first time I heard about the red and the blue pill. The blue pill is where you can live in this society where you pretend like everything's right. Everything's all right. And you live in the box that's been provided for you, and you don't look any further. So that's the blue pill. You're a slave in the mind. When you have an awakening, right? When you have an awakening to the realities of this world and not living in your bubble, and you understand, and in relationships, it's a reality of how women are, a reality of how men are, how world is in the relationships, and everything's not fairy tale. That's red pill. So having a red pill is not all bad. Just fully understanding the reality of relationships, women and men, and taking it at face value, that's red pill. Blue pill is when you want to pretend like, everything is sugar coated, everything is this way, because maybe you have been in a protective bubble by your parents, or you're just living under a rock and not taking the time to look into the information. We have everything at our fingertips, and sometimes people still choose to be ignorant rather than researching and listening and learning. And when you are that person who is just like right in your protective bubble, you live in this society or in your own zip code, and you don't step out, and you're not cultured enough, that's the blue pill, where you're a slave in the mind because you won't have an awakening, because you won't leave your zip code, because you won't take the time to read and research things for yourself. That's the blue pill. So there's nothing wrong with the red pill having an awakening to the reality. So I just wanted to make that point. But yes, so in her situation, she had people who were telling her to do things that was, co-signing her bad behavior. Oh yeah, you don't need him, girl. Oh yeah. Do you, girl? Do you, boo-boo? You hear a lot of people say that, but I'm here to say, in all the content that I provide, it is to help you to be the person that you were designed to be, help you to be better, help you to be that feminine wife, right? And then, provide advice to men from a female's point of view of how we view things. And of course, we view things differently. I think understanding and appreciating that men and women are different will help a lot of you all in a healthy way, because women are not going to see things all the way men are going to see it, and vice versa. It's just that. But I appreciate that God made us so different. But working together, those things can balance itself out instead of working against each other. Society tells us, you can do anything a man can do. Why are we trying to compete? Why are we letting society have us compete, against our man? We have different functions, right? But there's equality in that. We can still be equal, even though we have different functions. And a lot of times we're so busy on trying to compete and do exactly what a man can do to say, I don't need a man, If anything, of saying what you can't do, be like, the mom on everybody, hates Chris, right? I don't need this. My man got 2 jobs, right? That's what you want to say. But a lot of times we're saying, I don't need him. I got 2 jobs. And we don't want to do that. We don't want to put our career first. And I think TD Jakes got it right when he said, a lot of women are climbing the corporate ladder, but where is that getting you? A lot of women are in their masculine. You need to be in your feminine. Realize that, right? And you don't want to be alone because you're so busy trying to climb the corporate ladder, but there's a man who truly loves you. He wants to be with you. He wants to have children with you. And all you see is that they're a hindrance. Why? Because you're in competition with them. All right. So you guys tell me what you think about this video, what you think about, this man was portraying this woman's story. What do you think about that? Do you think that this is a lot of women that are going to be like this? A lot of men are out here also experiencing some of the same things. Tell me. All right. So thank you so much for tuning in. To learn more about my content, you can go to MrsDanielleDeVita.com or see me on social media at Mrs. Danielle DeVita. Take care.